club.
As sexist as the club is, due to just really outdated thinking. I mean, granted, the women's suffrage movement had just kind of started at that point anyway. Yeah, I'll just head to the Escalon Club.
It's locked, all right.
Okay. So... Okay, apparently I actually do have to go up that way. But I've also got some side missions available. But actually I think I'll wait on the side missions until after. Well, at least from her I'll pick up the side mission now. Well... yeah, I'll hold off. I mean, I just visited her. And with the way the game's designed, I wouldn't be half surprised if they weren't all that great about getting the dialogue up to speed. Like I said, I've seen one game that did a really marvelous job of that. And that was Alpha Protocol, where it took in every little decision you made. And just factored that in when making new conversations. I mean, even Yahtzee from Zero Punctuation commended it for that much. And he didn't even like the game, due to how just circuitous the plot could be. You know, I wonder if a vampire's ever broken their legs doing that landing. Oh boy.
I cannot enter.
Okay, guard of pre-one there. Ill-formed, dazzled skull. So presumably one that was mutated by the illness. He tried to get vengeance and failed.
No, this one ain't on our list.
Well, that's one less anyway. It'll make McCullum happy.
That was the vampire I saw earlier. This war takes no prisoners.
Step stupid beast! I'll kill it!
Go! Yeah, this one I don't feel too bad about because, I mean, they killed his wife and/or girl. Someone that meant a lot to him. Which, yeah, Jonathan would be very familiar with, so yeah. The Iker's threat. Of all the evil and foul skulls I ever had to fight, the Iker, or Iker, may be the worst. Not because of its fighting prowess, even if it remains a powerful and dangerous opponent, not because of its superior wit or cunning plans. An Iker is quite blunt and straightforward in its actions and objectives. Spread disease, contagions, and epidemics whenever and wherever it can. An Iker is the incarnation of viruses and infections. Wherever it goes, sicknesses appear and quickly spread. It is like it only walks this earth to generate plagues and epidemics, as if its skin itself diffuses sickness. Ikers are clever, sneaky, malevolent, and ferocious, capable of enduring many wounds. to spoil a water tank, a granary, or a banquet. This is the kind of things an Iker would enjoy to do, in order to please his putrid and perverse nature. They are so rare that we do not know anything about them. I really hope that Jonathan himself isn't an Iker and doesn't realize it. The Lazy Brotherhood believes that they should not be considered vampires or skulls, but as something else. All I know is this. An Iker must be destroyed by all means necessary as soon as it is spotted.
It's locked, all right.
That might be an Iker back there, actually. Well, no, because it said skull. And apparently an Iker is an entirely different breed of vampire. Did I just hear a train? I mean, it certainly sounded like one.
I cannot enter.
Fair enough. I saw something glinting over here. Alright, I can get back to Whitechapel nice and easy now. Well, from one area to the next anyway. Oh yeah, prevent disease poster.
The West End. Never have I felt so sad to be back home.
Yeah, I did rebind the key binding to Alt instead of... Oh, damn it. There we go.
It's locked, all right.
New hideout available. Wait a minute.
The Ascalon Club. The heart of British vampire society. Not quite as subtle as I expected.
So who's this?
Good evening, miss.
Oh my god, no. Please, Mr. Vampire, don't kill me. Please, no. I'm too young to die. I still have so much to offer this world.
Wait, no. Why do you think I would... What?
Don't worry, Dr. Reed. I know you wouldn't harm me. Mother told me you were in this part of town and might drop by.
Your mother?
My name is Charlotte, sir. Charlotte Ashbury. My mother taught me long ago how to recognize the signs that betray a vampire.
Wait, what?
I understand she also taught you how to tease and gently mock innocent young Ekons. It's a pleasure to meet you, Miss Charlotte.
Adoptive, or can vampires reproduce the natural way as opposed to just, you know, siring offspring through a bite? Okay, apparently adoption.
What exactly has your mother told you about me?
Your name and profession, obviously, and the mystery about your maker. I'm sorry to hear about what happened to your sister, sir. Mother says it was not your fault.
Does it not scare you to know what I am? What your mother is?
Why should it? My mother is the most compassionate woman. Must I be wary of her, Dr. Reed? Or you?
Maybe.
Perhaps it's wise for a mortal never to totally trust a vampire. Your mother herself told me that we Ekon are creatures of deception. Maybe it's because we seem so alive.
That may be true for a naive girl, but I have the best teacher when it comes to getting rid of an insistent immortal.
Your mother is not like any other vampire I've met.
You haven't
I
met that
believe
many.
She thinks the same about you, Dr. Reed.
What do you think about this part of town?
I was raised here, and I suppose it feels like home. You grew up in this part of town too, did you not?
Sorry, readjusting the chair a little bit. I'm still trying to figure out, like, okay, where's a comfortable spot for gaming?
Yes, I was born a few streets away.
A small world, is it not? Did you ever imagine that my mother was your neighbor all that time? That you could have met her in a dark alley at night?
You won't trick me twice, young lady. We both know Lady Ashbury never hunts or attacks prey at random.
Come on, Doctor. Don't tell me you never thought about that possibility. Her fangs on your neck. Oh, are you blushing, Dr. Reed?
Is there something that's...
Are vampires able to
Too
blush?
much selfishness and individualism for my taste. Even when there was no epidemic.
Even if that's partly true, may I remind you that many charitable institutions are financed by the selfish and filthy rich.
I suppose you're right. But society must reform and renew itself, or we are all done for.
What are you doing out here?
You mean, what do I do outside at night, since I am a woman?
No,
Let
not
me ask you a
necessarily.
question, sir. Would you ask the same question of a man?
Actually, yes.
Yep.
I ask the same question to everyone who dares to go outside at night, considering the risks.
Well, if you must know, I campaign for the right to vote for all women. Why should I wait to the age of 30 years when men can vote at 21?
Are you a suffragette, then? Oh, you really are Elizabeth's girl. Without a doubt.
All adult women have the right to vote in the US, in New Zealand, and in Australia. But women here can't vote unless they are property owners.
No need to convince me, Miss Charlotte. I have shared your opinion for a long time. Even before I met Emmeline Pankhurst.
Really? Oh. Now I see why my mother appreciates you so much. Too bad there aren't more men like you in the vicinity.
And that aren't vampires.
How are the
I'm sure.
locals reacting to your claims?
People here can't wait for a wall to be built to isolate the West End from the rest of town. That's how progressive they are. If this happens, Emily and I will blow it up.
Explosives are very dangerous, young lady. And who is this Emily?
She is my best friend, and a suffragette too. She was supposed to campaign with me tonight, but hasn't turned up.
Oh,
Have you any
boy.
reason to be worried about her?
Recently, Emily started to believe in... well, she got interested in vampires. I'm afraid she might be in trouble.
New investigation.
Let me guess. You spoke to her about us, didn't you? Despite your mother's warning. I think I should try to find your friend.
Oh, that would be top-notch. I can tell you where she might have gone. You have my thanks, Dr. Reed. And please, don't tell my mother.
How old is she?
Tell me about your adoption.
What do you want to know?
How did you meet Lady Ashby?
Yeah, that seems like a
First,
good
I
place
was
to
an
start.
orphan in the institution for girls she manages in the West End. When I was 10, she adopted me, and I have lived with her ever since.
Did you know
How?
she was a vampire when she picked you?
The correct word is Ekon, Doctor. And no, I had no idea why my mother only showed up at night. She told me everything when I turned 16, though I suspected the truth for a long time before that.
Yeah, kids are a lot sharper than people give them credit for, generally. So apparently Lady Ashbury has an
Who are
orphanage.
your real parents?
Elizabeth Ashbury is my real mother. She raised me and has taken care of me all my life. I have no idea who my progenitors are or were.
Do you live with her?
I still spend a lot of time in my mother's mansion, but I have my own house now. I have a life to live, you see. And one day, I'll have my death to face.
I'm surprised there wasn't a follow-up question of, have you ever thought about maybe being turned yourself?
Do you know why Lady Ashbury chose you to become her daughter?
No, I don't. Each time I ask her that question, she smiles and says it's precisely because I dare to ask such questions.
Do you ever regret that she chose you?
Of course not. Though I often wonder if she adopted others before me. If so, where are they buried? How was it for them to pass through life with a never-aging mother?
Yeah, that's gotta be a...
Goodbye, Charlotte.
Especially for women, that's gotta be
Give
a little...
my best regards to your mother when you see her.
She's been quite busy these last few nights. I suspect you may see her before me.
Probably. Okay, so... Let's see. There we go. Oh, hey, it's not that far. Valuable building. Okay, at least it's for... That makes a little more sense, like... That's kind of a weird one. Not exactly much thought put into it, but... Probably the other side of this little or I guess this would be like a shopping district right here, albeit an impromptu one.
Hello? Is anyone there?
Jonathan, is that you? I did not know you were back in London. Oh, my dear Johnny. I'm so sorry for your loss. Mary was such a sweetheart.
Thank you, Venus. May I come in?
I was going to bed, actually.
Forgive me. With the epidemic, I tend to forget people are supposed to sleep at night.
I'll tell you what. Come back tomorrow for tea. I'll be glad to see you then.
Presumably not this time of night, though. Oh, okay, I can unlock this door. Now, where am I, is the question. Oh, okay, North Dock. Huh. A little surprised I never come up on that, actually. And very surprised that there's so much graffiti in this nice district. Yeah, oddly enough, E is the one to... Oh! Okay. It's way up there. Huh. Okay, how do I get up there is the question. Can't go in there. Yeah, I'm getting a little off course for the investigation. You know, something like this I always feel is going to be time sensitive, even if it's not necessarily. Like, I wouldn't want to sleep the night away sort of thing. Yeah, I can't actually break into any houses because of the whole, you know, I'm a vampire thing. Unless I have to do it from inside there, and if that's the case, oh boy. Yeah, I don't think I can do it for right now, so I guess I'll... Oh, yeah, I'll make the rounds here first, then head to the Ascalon Club.
His name. You cannot forget his name.
Is everything all
Good
right?
evening, miss. Can I help you?
Oh,
I'm a doctor.
her eyes are a little
Dr.
bloodshot.
Jonathan Reed.
I am Karina Billow. I don't need any doctor. The rats. Where are the rats?
Miss, you don't seem well at all. Are you afraid of rats? Has one bitten you?
No, it's me who bites them. Tasty, juicy, disgusting rats. I can't stop eating them.
She's a vampire.
Please, help me to disobey the voice.
I mean, that's rather obvious that she's got a vampire issue here.
What happened to you?
The rats. The answer hides in their little crunchy bones. Their juicy, tiny brains.
Miss Billow, please, try to concentrate. Why do you worry about rats so much?
The voice in my head. He forces me to do so. Drink their blood, he said. Eat their flesh.
Do you feel compelled to obey that voice, Miss Billow? Even if you're loath to submit to it?
Yes. Please. Help.
I've got to figure out more.
Tell me about the voice in your head.
I'll do my best.
Who is it? Can you describe it? Is it someone you know? Someone you met?
Keep your mouth shut, he said. Don't ever speak about me, or I'll abandon you. Help me, please, Doctor.
Tell me about yourself, Miss Billow. What do you do for a living?
Oh, I'm hungry. Need to eat. Have you got something for me? Blood, perhaps? Can you give me blood, Dr. Reed?
Don't you remember who you are, miss? What you did for work?
I was strong, proud.
She was a
I
suffragette, I'll
campaigned
bet.
for good causes. But that was before. Before. It does not matter anymore. I'm so hungry.
What is the local news here about?
Shadows. Shadows hunting shadows. Whispers in the dark. Pestilence. Suffering. Death.
Kudos to the voice actress on this one. Those are not easy lines to deliver.
I must...
Let alone in that type of disjointed tone. Okay, got stuck there. Is this the Escalon Club, or... I think it might be, actually. You know, I want to see whether that... Okay.
It's
They
locked.
did plan that far ahead, thankfully. Because that would be a weird bit of sequence breaking. Oh, okay, there's sewers to be found. In which case, I'm heading right back out because I have a distinct feeling that... Oh, wait a minute. The docks. Huh. There actually are blueprints here too. Whoa! Hang on. Well, I think I know where the end of the game is going to take place. I mean, given the bloody ethereal vampire's warnings about, you know, the queen is waking up. Presumably, that's where she's been... been resting, I guess. So yeah,
It's
that will
locked
be
away.
rather interesting, I think. Though I am curious how many chapters there are. Nothing even legible on that one. Okay, Temple Garden. Well, Ascalon Club first. I'm not going to get too far off the beaten path here. Plus, I might be able to get the next level of Mesmerize if I go inside there.
Women's right to vote is only the first step. Women die too in this war.
Yeah, whether of illness or famine. Heck, non-combatants die by the dozens. Especially in dragged-out wars. Okay.
Do you know where you are standing right now?
In front of the Ascalon Club, I presume.
The Ascalon Club only summons or ostracizes. What is your business tonight?
I received an invitation. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Face didn't portray any emotion, so
Welcome
good
to the
mask.
Ascalon Club, then, Dr. Reed. Please proceed. Lord Redgrave is waiting on you upstairs.
Apparently they've had some problems with the Guard of Priwen. If that's any indication.
Welcome to the Ascalon.
There has been quite a battle here.
Welcome to the Ascalon Club.
I'm sure the Ascalon Club has the money to replace the furniture.
Well, he did say upstairs. Okay, so no women, but there's one there, unless... Well, I know styles do change. It used to be that boys wore pink, girls wore blue.
Good evening.
Now, could I have come in from the other side, or was this the only viable option? I wouldn't be surprised either way, really.
My good friends, if I may have your attention. Behold our visitor, the good Dr. Reed. Newborn of blood so pure and strong that even my friend Fergal Bansher was no match for him.
I'm getting...
Come forward, young Ekon, for we have so much to discuss.
With the tone of voice he's using, all I can think
Welcome to
is...
the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reed. I am Lord Redgrave, Earl of Bristol and chairman of this exclusive association.
Lord Redgrave.
At last we meet. I've been eager to make your acquaintance. I've heard some astounding things about you. Please accept my condolences for your loss, Dr. Reed.
Thank you, my lord. Lady Ashbury expressed your wish to meet me.
Yes. The lady has always been a useful acquaintance, though not always reliable. Is she a good friend of yours?
I think I'll go useful, play it close to the chest. But, like I was saying in regards to Lord Redgrave's voice, makes me think of Stephen Fry in the Blackadder series. But yeah, I mean, like, that's what I feel, but proven useful is going to be the much better tack here, I think.
She has proved to be helpful on many occasions.
The centuries have taught me never to trust a woman completely, especially if she is immortal. Too prone to emotions, if you ask me. Too fickle when it comes to important decisions.
My lord, do not expect me to speak ill of Lady Ashbury.
Of course not, and I praise your loyalty. Would you offer the same fidelity to the Empire?
What do you mean?
I speak of the Skull Plague that threatens London and the country. You have been on the front line in the East End, but the time has come to open up a second front here.
The epidemic has escaped the quarantine. You have new cases of the outbreak.
We don't know for certain, but we cannot allow the disease to threaten the prominent heads of Great Britain.
Why have you asked me here?
Because the crisis is escalating. Our
True.
enemies, the Guard of Priwen, have even launched an open hunt. The only way to calm things down is to put an end to the epidemic.
You want me to find possible sources of the outbreak in the West End? Is that it?
Ah, straight to the point, like all eager newborns. We shall have time to talk about all this, Dr. Reed, but first, I should like to get to know you better.
Talk? Is that the only reason you asked me here?
Well, no. I also wanted to meet the intriguing Ekon who made such a powerful progeny of his sister. You have not learned the name of your maker, am I correct?
I mean, part of me wants to put on a facade here, but the problem is, as a player trying to put on a facade, that may very well be interpreted by the game and the writing staff as you actually holding that view for your character. Because normally I would pick don't speak about my family, partially to throw up that front and make it seem like a more sensitive topic than it is, but well, yeah, I'll go with
How
it.
dare you speak so flippantly of my family?
Have no embarrassment, Dr. Reed. We all make mistakes. But whatever your lineage, you are definitely Ascalon material.
What do you mean?
I would like you to become a member of the Ascalon Club, and to serve me as such.
Questions first.
Before I accept, I have so many questions.
Please ask.
What is the Ascalon Club's express purpose?
Yeah.
We follow the credo of William Marshall, the greatest knight who ever lived. As was he, we are sworn to protect the British Empire.
William Marshall founded the Ascalon Club.
Not exactly. William Marshall granted me immortality, and I founded the club a few years later. The good knight has been gone for so long.
And yeah, like I said, William Marshall, I suspect, is
What
Jonathan's
does Ascalon mean?
sire.
Ascalon was the lance wielded by St. George, glorious patron saint of England when he slew the dragon. And like that lance, we pierce the hearts of all our nation's enemies.
I killed Fergal, who claimed to be one of yours, sent to cleanse the East End of all Skulls. Will his death be an issue?
Do not worry. My priorities have changed. Fergal was a zealous servant of mine, but like any servant, he had his limitations and is readily replaced if necessary.
Plus, as I found in the one note earlier, you basically consider him inferior. Has their use, where the lycanthropic breed of vampire, useful tools, nothing more.
What does it mean to be a member of the Ascalon Club?
It means that you swear to protect the interests of the Crown, that you become a loyal servant of the British Empire.
Am I supposed to follow orders?
As founder and chairman of the club, I alone am entitled to make demands of our members. And I do appreciate obedience.
Do you have any official recognition from the government? A charter?
I kind of
His
doubt
Majesty
it.
the King?
No. Of course, the Ascalon Club publicly supports the Empire, but the true nature of its members remains a secret.
Well, duh.
I agree to join the club.
This is good news. Good news indeed in these crucial times. Let's inform the Assembly formally and proceed with your initiation.
My initiation?
Fear not. Nothing fancy nor dangerous. It is just that we, the members of Ascalon, believe that tradition and custom are the backbone of this country.
Yeah, I've never exactly been one for
My fellow members,
doing things
dear
just
friends,
for tradition's sake.
please gather and welcome this Ekon as one of our own.
Is he worthy? Is his blood pure?
Well, speak, Dr. Reed, in front of the most sacred blood. The blood of our beloved William Marshall. Speak now. Will you serve and protect the crown as he did?
Yes, I will.
Then, young Ekon, it is time to testify with your blood.
Great work on the
It
lighting
is time
there.
to sign the Book of Allegiance.
In your blood, obviously.
I know it's awfully gothic and a tad pedantic, but England's traditions are the backbone of our nation.
Ooh, I actually heard that.
Delightful. Welcome to the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reed. Take your place among the bearers of the lance.
One of us! One of us!
Gooba gabba, one of us, one of us. And for anyone confused by that, the reference was to Freaks, I believe, was the title of the movie.
I personally went
Good
patrolling
evening,
last
Dr. Reed. How does it feel to be this evening's centerpiece? Figuratively.
Uneasy.
It's quite unsettling. As a doctor, I am more used to being the observer than the subject observed.
Do not be alarmed. The Ascalon Club has a tried and tested policy for choosing its initiates.
May I ask who you are, sir?
Why would you be interested?
Well, as you seem to be the only man in the room with a beating heart, you draw quite a bit of attention yourself.
Ah, vampire senses never cease to fascinate me. They dwarf those of mere mortals. I am Aloysius Dawson, by the way.
Is it Aloysius or Aloysius? Because I've heard both.
Are you not afraid? You are surrounded by vampires.
Sir, it's for that very reason that I joined the club in the first place.
Fascinated or...
So you asked for membership?
I have been a member of many clubs in many countries. But I must admit, this one is my favorite.
Is not the nature of this club a secret, shared by only a privileged few?
My dear Dr. Reed, I have spent years and a fortune precisely to gather that kind of information.
Are you a member of the club?
Yes, I am. And I have been for many years. And will be until the day I die.
So you are...
Are you sick?
Personally, I consider my advancing years are a sickness in itself. My body is slowly abandoning me, Dr. Reed.
I kind of wish you could ask, like, so you have no interest in becoming a vampire yourself.
What can you tell me about it?
It's not really my place to give you such information. I am merely a mortal member, and a dying one at that.
What can you tell me about Lord Redgrave?
I would not dare speak of our chairman without his consent.
Fair
Mr.
enough.
Dawson. Of Dawson and Dawson. The wealthiest man in England. It is a pleasure to meet such a prominent figure of London.
A withering London figurehead, to be precise.
Are you sick, Mr. Dawson? I am a doctor, you know.
My case is beyond the scope of traditional medicine. I have spent fortunes on the world's most competent doctors to arrive at that diagnostic conclusion.
I'm sorry to hear that, sir. Should I suppose that you're here in search of some form of immortality?
Absolutely not. I'm here to implement my plan to save the city I was born in. To cast out the ghastly evil that has us all on our knees.
The epidemic.
What is the situation like in this part of town?
I am sure Lord Redgrave will enlighten you more effectively than I.
What do you know about the Guard of Prewin?
I should not say this, but I admire their commitment.
Well,
This is what the nation needs right now.
Would you help them?
No. There is a time for such methods. But brute force will not be enough to fight this plague. We have to think differently.
But they are our enemies.
They are not mine, Dr. Reed.
Fair. Well,
Money cannot solve every problem. This mysterious epidemic is going to require more than money can buy.
You're right. Money is nothing unless one has the will to wield it. I have a plan, sir. A radical one that will save all that is essential in London.
What is your plan, then?
Quarantine and barricades are futile. What we need is a wall. A formidable, unscalable wall to isolate the deserving from
piss
the
off.
infected masses.
But that would segregate the rich from the poor, would it not? It would be unjust.
Our only course of action must be to save England. And to save England, we have to make sacrifices.
Are you not mistaking sacrifice for summary execution?
Why do you care? Are you not a vampire? Removed from all mortal concerns?
I'm also a doctor.
Decisiveness is what the city needs. And it needs it now.
Eesh. Make London great again.
I know we're facing a crisis, but I'm shocked.
And I do have to wonder whether that was...
inside the club since we were attacked. I must admit the guard of Pre-Wen impressed me.
Lord
They must have
Hammersley,
spent years preparing for
Sheffield, Aloysius Dawson, Hutchison and Finney. Alright.
That went well, did it not? It is always useful to bolster the troops' morale, especially before a difficult battle.
You have the makings of a general, my lord.
I was, though very long ago, well, not quite a general, but a proud defender of the crown.
So why did you really want to meet me?
Straight to the point again, young Ekon. All right, let's talk, you and I, Lance Sparrow.
I'm listening, my lord.
According to my spies, you have worked with Dr. Edgar Swansea on the epidemic, and your findings were quite alarming.
Do you know Edgar Swansea?
Not personally, but I've been told he has some sort of immortal fetish and is a good friend of yours.
Does it bother you that I consider him my good friend?
As long as you reveal nothing of the club's inner workings, why should I forbid you engaging in conversation with the good Dr. Swansea?
You were spying on me?
Not personally. I rarely leave this building. But once he found you, Fergal kept me informed. Until you put an end to his mission.
Who was Fergal? I don't see him sipping.
He was a
tea
useful
with the
tool.
others in the club.
Fergal Banshire was my squire of sorts. Even before becoming that magnificent beast, he was a brute. He served me well for decades.
No, I mean, what was he? He was clearly no ordinary vampire.
No, he was a Volcod. All muscles and instinct.
Yep.
Quite the rare breed. Ferociously territorial. Mortals often mistake them for werewolves.
You do know I killed him.
Yes.
Will you bear ill will towards me for his death?
Of course not. Your victory was quite impressive and courageous. You earned my respect.
Sorry, adjusting the chair again.
Yes, I'm convinced the
Buddy,
recent
I don't
invasion
have
of
room in my lap
frenzied
for you
scouts
now.
in London is
Not with the
directly
new
linked
chair.
to the epidemic. This is not the Spanish flu, but something else.
I would be glad to hear more of your discoveries, Dr. Reed, but for now, my main concern is the security of London's inhabitants, both mortal and immortal.
What do you mean?
Alarmed by the epidemic, the Guard of Pre-Wen has started a war against us British vampires. To appease the situation, we must eradicate the Skulls.
Some skulls
I
are
have
peaceful.
met peaceful and wise Skulls. To exterminate them means we are no better than vampire hunters.
Skulls are hideous, shameful creatures that give all Ekon a bad name.
So, what do you want me to do?
I want you to investigate the city thoroughly. I have reason to fear there are cases of contagion in this part of town. Our absolute priority is to find and cleanse them.
And how would you like me to proceed?
By all means necessary, Dr. Reed. You are now a member of the Ascalon Club, and you have carte blanche. Interrogate the locals, follow all the leads you find, and get results.
Which means that... Okay. New mesmerized level. Glad I came here.
We'll talk later, Dr. Reed.
Arthur Pembleton. Good dagger. Yeah, not really worth upgrading, I don't think.
Welcome to the Ascalon Club, then, Dr. Reed.
Actually, I know there's a back door to the place. Oh, shillings. Thought that was actually going to be something handy. Okay, there is a back door there. Let's take a look around the Ascalon Club. Did I already come in here?
I cannot enter.
Shut doors. Wait, and singing obscure songs around the city. Okay, that's a new one on me.
Skulls have been spotted everywhere in London. We are losing this fight.
But yeah, I mean, him saying I have carte blanche, all I can think there is, oh, so, okay, I've got loopholes that I can exploit. At least in regards to not killing the Econs. Or, not Econs. Not killing the Skulls. Okay, it does look like I might have been able to do so, but I might have also been body blocked by the two in front of that particular curtain. Okay. I'll go for another half hour, because I was debating ending it there because that does feel like a good stopping point.
I think Lord Redgrave just suggested I was sired by an ancient vampire.
Yeah, I'm reasonably sure that Lady Elizabeth has said the same.
Rats.
I'm investigating the source of the epidemic in this district. Have you noticed anything unusual recently?
Infection. Infection. The rats carry it, I heard. Rats. Rats, rats. Many rats around that big house. Funny smell, too. Dead flesh.
And where is this house?
West of the park. Not very far. A big house with no sound, no light, no life left.
I must...
Okay. That was actually really good information. Investigate after citizen about infection. Wow, that is not great English. Not quite me-fail English levels, but not great. And let's see. I believe over here. And up the steps. Well, not up these steps. No, not over here. I don't think over there. Oh yeah, right here. Now I can come in.
Hello again, Venus.
Jonathan, you're still up. Can't you just knock at people's doors during the day?
Not really.
I'm sure you can spare me a few minutes. For old time's sake.
Of course you may enter, Jonathan. I'm so sorry for your loss,
Mesmerize.
Jonathan.
And time to loot some stuff to try figuring out more information about them. And it's kind of sad that the game kind of inadvertently trains you to do so.
Mary came here with her husband and her son.
I'm assuming...
Such a beautiful family.
I'm assuming she was friends with Mary then. Or closer friends with Mary than me, anyway.
It's a pleasure to see you again, Venus.
So you returned from the war in one piece too. Thank God. My Clarence is back home too.
How is the old rascal?
Probably outside, chasing ghosts and chimeras. Clarence has changed a lot since he returned from the war, you know.
Please don't have him be involved in the Guard of Priwen.
How have you been since the last time we met? How long has it been? 3 years now?
I've done my duty, like all British women. You have no idea what it was like to wait for months without knowing if I'd still be a wife or a widow.
I understand. Luckily, this part of town has been saved from the worst of the bombings, from what I've seen.
Yes, and it's also true about the epidemic. The flu has killed here too, of course, but not on such a large scale as in other parts of town.
Have you noticed anything peculiar about the neighborhood recently?
You mean except for your return to town? No. Oh, and again, Jonathan, please accept my condolences for your sister.
Thank you, Venus. It was so sudden, and I've been so busy, I haven't spoken to anyone about it.
I wish I could have assisted at the funeral, but you know, it's been so quick. And what with the epidemic in the streets?
There's no need to apologize, my dear. It's normal, considering the circumstances.
No, it's not. I am sure that Clarence has not even thought to present you his condolences. He is too busy with his penny dreadful stories.
Why is my return so surprising?
It's more an unexpected happy end than a surprise. You and Clarence, back from the war. You have no idea how hard it's been for me.
Do you have any idea how hard it's been for your husband?
I'm investigating the source of the epidemic in this district. Have you noticed anything unusual?
The McPhersons. I heard they locked themselves in their own house.
They could just be afraid of getting sick.
Perhaps you're right. But if I were you, I'd pay them a visit. A big house, reachable through a courtyard, to the north of the railway bridge.
Goodbye.
Okay.
I'm so sorry for your loss, Jonathan.
I kind of wish that they had put possibles. Reach the first, like, second rumored source of infection, as opposed to just flat out reach the source of the infection. Because that removes quite a bit of ambiguity. Oh, okay, Venus's journal. I spent the last day and night crying, tears of joy. I did not know bliss could be so painful. My Clarence just wrote me. He's back from the war alive and unharmed. He'll be at home in 2 weeks. Clarence's attitude still worries me. He is not the same since he came back. The first few weeks I thought it was just a necessary adjustment period, but his behavior seems to be more and more erratic. Nowadays he spends all his time outside, day and night, searching for evidence. He doesn't care about the flu, he doesn't care about me. He's starting to frighten me. Clarence has spent half of his pension to print some old stupid leaflets he now wants to give away freely, or wants to freely give away in the neighborhood, although feely. People are starting to laugh at me. Now he wants to organize some public lecture in a recently closed theater to warn people about the presence of evil creatures in London. Free entry, of course. My husband may have come back unharmed from the war, but I'm afraid he lost his mind over there. Clarence just convinced he has not spent half of his pension, but all of it, plus some of our savings. Paper innings cost so much because of the war, he said, but it is a cost we must pay. People openly mock us now. I don't know what to do. Today the butcher, Mr. Galway, sent me the monthly fee and requested payment in full. He also told me he now demands to be paid each time we buy some meat from his shop. No more credit. The baker asked the same thing 2 days ago. First I thought it was a new policy because of the restrictions and the epidemic, but it seems my friends still have financial arrangements from the same shop. I was so ashamed I could not speak. We can't keep on like this. Clarence is completely mad. He is spending all the money we have, and I don't know how to stop him. Sometimes I wish he did not come back from the war. Oof. Aloysius is, yeah, apparently he's sick with something.
It's locked.
Well, part of me almost wishes that I could confirm that, yeah, he's not wrong.
What do you need?
Oh, okay, apparently that was a hint just about him.
I'm so sorry for your...
That's a little peculiar, I'll admit. Okay. Yay, I can actually go out here. There we go.
No invitation is needed to enter this building. That can't be a good sign. No sign of a struggle. It seems Charlotte's friend knew the killer and let him in.
For our country, liberty, family. Oh! My dear Jacques, I can't wait to see you again. Tonight? Tomorrow? I can hardly wait. Since we kissed on that bridge while the moon was so bright in the night sky, I want to feel your teeth again on my lips. Oh, the excruciating pain of your sweet bite on my neck, you devil, you. For the longest second ever, I feared you were going to kill me right there on the bridge in the middle of the night. But no, my dear Jacques, you remain the delicate fiancé I know you are, and you were only teasing me. I can't wait to drink your blood for good this time and come back to my sweet friend Charlotte as an immortal. To play with her a little first, and of course, like you taught me how to play with mortals. And then I'll turn... Oh boy.
Emily wanted to become a vampire. Something must have gone wrong. Someone is responsible for this mess. But who?
Oh.
Blood. I should follow the trail.
Well, yeah, I kind of found that already. Okay, over to the docks it looks like. Will I get spotted by another one is my question. Wow, that killed him outright.
Who are you? What are you doing here?
I could ask you the same question.
I'm the Marquis de Bois-Colombes, and I strongly invite you to find your own game, sir.
I appreciate the invitation, but I'm here to solve the mystery concerning the death of a young woman killed by a vampire.
A young woman killed by a vampire? Oh, you're joking, right?
Oh, that was bad lip
I love
syncing.
the British sense of humor.
What are you doing here?
I recently decided to visit London. I've always dreamed of visiting a city on the verge of collapse. Such a delicate, yet intense spectacle.
What do you plan to do here?
Take pleasure. Take pictures. Enjoy the show. Have fun. Believe me, I won't be the only foreign immortal who bought a ticket to the fair.
Yeah, there's literally an industry called disaster tourism. And it's exactly as bizarre as it sounds.
You take pleasure from others' misery.
I have been a totally depraved and immoral creature since the day I was reborn, sir. And probably before.
Oh, thank you for just making me not feel guilty whatsoever and ending your own life.
And who exactly are you?
I am Jacques-Michel Guillaume Florimond de Marquis de Bois-Colombes, at your service, my dear cousin.
Yeah, don't call me your cousin.
Dear cousin. Are we related?
We could be of the same blood, my dear. I tend to consider all Econs as family, don't you?
You're French, but your English is quite good.
I was born in France, sir, but I consider myself a traveler of this world. So many countries, so many tantalizing tastes.
I followed the trail of blood from her room to here.
Oh, you're referring to that young woman. Yes, the meeting turned messy. I'm afraid I ruined my last redingote.
So you admit you murdered her?
I admit nothing, my good sir. I only regret the blood of that girl staining my clothes. Oh, blood can be so messy.
What happened?
She wanted to become one of us. Not the first time I have received such a proposal, but I must admit her direct approach tempted me.
And then what?
The body rejected my blood.
Oh!
It happens, you know?
Huh.
Sometimes even with voluntary prey. At least her gurglings brought me some fun, until the artery burst.
I mean, the thing is, I did find the journal. I mean, you know what? This is the killing route, so yeah, you deserve to die because you are completely amoral. You would fully admit to it.
Your cruelty deserves punishment, sir.
And what else is new?
Oof. Oh! Boy. Oh boy. Alright, let's try the club. Oh, good lord. Oh, good God. Well, at least my timing is getting better. There we go. Okay, I need to swap weapons here. Oof, that one stung. That one stunk. Oh, good God. that one stuck. That was a pretty much non-existent dash there. There we go. Yeah, I know for a fact that she did literally request it. But yeah, I put him down anyway because not so much that he granted her request. But, well, for one thing, she was going to kill Charlotte afterward, which he would have been absolutely giddy over, I'm sure, given the guy's stated personality.
It could be someone you know. Even someone you're close to.
Speaking of somebody you're close to being a vampire.
Good evening.
Hi, how you doing?
May I have your attention, please?
Come on, Johnny. Don't you recognize your oldest friend?
Clarence. Clarence Crossley. How are you? My God. So you survived the war too. So sorry I didn't recognize you at first.
I almost didn't recognize you either. War does that to men, I heard.
Oh,
In my case,
boy.
it was true, for I witnessed the horror that lies underneath.
Yeah, your screen isn't doing anything unusual, it's just that the game is frozen. So, technical difficulties, meaning at this point I think I'll just call it an end on this. Thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you next time for the conversation with Crossley and investigating the epidemic in the West End. So, have a nice night.